So I have installed Ganache, CLI, and Web3, and Mocha as well. And I want to give you a quick tip about Web3. This tip will save you time as you start doing your own research on doing Ethereum projects in the future. I'm going to pull up a diagram. Let's see. All right, this is it. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'll resize this. All right. Let's see. So I want you to be aware of versioning issues with Web3. In the Ethereum world, Web3 is used as the absolute solution for communicating between a JavaScript app and the Ethereum network. It's how we get programmatic access to the network. I just installed version 1, but the vast majority of Ethereum Stack Exchange posts are all using the older version of Web3. This is a big deal because the API of these versions is significantly different. In particular, the earlier version of Web3 had a more primitive interface for working with libraries. It had support only for callback functions for when you wanted it to work with asynchronous calls. With Web3, just about everything we do is asynchronous in nature, whether it's access to a contract, call a function on a contract, send money to one another. These are all asynchronous actions that we execute using Web3. The only way we know that we have some indication that it was all completed successfully is by providing a callback function. Generally, callback functions are hard to keep organized in our code, and it's really easy to write some ugly-looking spaghetti code that is difficult to understand when working with callbacks. So the early version of Web3 did not have support for promises or things that can make our code look nicer. This problem has been solved with version 1 of Web3, which does have support for promises and the much newer async await syntax. So with version 1, we get to write some pretty nice code, which is great. It's what we want, and that's why I'm using this specific version of Web3. Just be aware that you will see posts on Ethereum Stack Exchange with the old version. Be aware that this is a problem. There is the other difference that one has callbacks and the other has promises. So with that said, let's continue on to the next video and talk about what Web3 does for us internally. I'll see you there.